In the last 3 years, Europe has experienced the greatest mass movement of people since the Second World War. Over 1 million people have made the journey from the Middle East to Europe. In an attempt to get to the UK, many migrants end up in camps like Camp La Liniere in Dunkirk. A British charity raised money to build a centre just for the children to keep them occupied and entertained.
The Children's Centre is open from 10 till 1 and then 3 till 5, and we basically have just a safe space that's the children's, and the children can play and then have guided activities and workshops and have a space where they can just be free without having to pick up a rock, but also just a place to have actual happy memories in a big camp, a place where they can just escape from all, have their own bubble.
Up to 150 children attend this centre.
They can learn to trust the space and trust people. They learn to work with other children, and it's a bit of respite for them and respite for their parents. Showing that people do care about them and they're there for them. The time is all focused on them having a happy time. And whether they therapeutically play things out, eat, or just have a fun place to make some memories. Because otherwise, without this here, where would they go? Who would they be with? It's quite dangerous.
Many migrants have travelled all the way from Kurdistan.
The geography of Kurdistan is up to the north of Iraq and consists of mountain, small rivers, waterfalls, beautiful landscape, and we have 4 seasons. A real season, when spring is spring, it's beautiful, it's breathtaking. When it gets to winter, it's a real winter.
In 2014, the militant jihadist group known as ISIS had begun to attack Kurdistan, leaving a trail of bodies and ruins in their wake.
They damaged a lot. I mean, they damaged the society, they damaged the archaeology, they damaged the heritage of the country, they damaged everything, because ISIS were against everything, against humanity, against civilization, against everyone who doesn't think like them. So the damage is huge. They damaged the generation. They indoctrinated the youngsters. They taught them how to do despicable things.
In a desperate attempt to escape torture, many migrants decided to make the treacherous journey to Europe.
It takes a huge effort to travel that sort of distance with families with young children and so on. It's not a journey that's taken lightly. It's telling us something about the chaos and desperation that is engulfing various places, most obviously, of course, in a present context, Syria. But
sad moments are when they tell you about their journeys, or trying the night before and describing family members being upset, and they're just still there sort of smiling at the situation, laughing at what's happened, because that's sort of the only way they can deal with it. They're so resilient, so many traumatic and horrible things, or just unfair ways of living. They're just so creative. The creativity is astounding. Every day you'll give them an activity and they'll find something else to do with it, which is I hadn't even dreamed of thinking about. And so I think we're gonna have like a bunch of artists.
Whilst seeking safety, the refugees came face to face with a majority of a continent that didn't want them. However, some countries like Germany welcomed them with open arms.
I think Angela Merkel is to be celebrated for how she opened the borders to refugees, and there's very moving scenes at the Munich train station and other places where refugees were welcomed. But of course that's not the experience of many refugees who are coming into Europe. I mean, we've seen it most viciously with borders and walls put around countries. We're living in times where the solution to humanity, or lack of it, seems to be to build walls between people. I think it's tragic, because I think refugees can bring a wealth of experience and riches to any society. And I don't just take the view that, you know, well, some people are well trained and educated, therefore they can contribute to the British economy or whatever. I mean, that's a very utilitarian view. I take the view that, you know, when people are in need, when people need us, as it were, to pay attention to them, like the sick child or, you know, the struggling adults, there's something about the fact of giving to someone else that draws something better out of us.
They're just so inspiring. They make me excited every day. You get tired here, the longer you're here. There's a different kind of tiredness. But every morning I wake up and it's not an option not to come in. Never an option to not come in, because I just want to see them, just have that hello, how are you, that interaction, see what they'll bring into the room. And it's really amazing. But it is also amazing working with all the other volunteers and the team and what has been created and the way it's growing. The Children's Centre is growing so well, and it's so lovely to be around people who care.
I think people need healthy families, healthy communities to thrive. And what might be involved in healthy families and healthy communities? Some security, a sense that you're not worried about the basics of living, like food and shelter, that you have loving relationships to care for you. The difficulty seems to me to be, if you take the refugee camps, I'm sure there are lots of examples of people giving to the other, helping each other, loving each other in that sense, but equally resources are scarce, and people have had difficult journeys. They're coming from war zones, from places of conflict, civil war. They themselves are, many of the adults, for instance, will be distressed and maybe in need of just somebody sitting down and listening to them and paying attention to them non-judgmentally, listening to their stories, understanding their stories.
I mean, these refugees are not alien coming from, you know, different planet, and that. They're human beings. We live in the 21st century. We cannot leave the people, you know, live in a tent.
Societies have always been multicultural. Diversity need not be a threat. It can be a great, rich resource. Societies are richer. Societies can offer more if they are more inclusive. If everyone feels able, willing, valued for making a contribution.
On the 10th of April 2017, what little the refugees of Camp La Liniere had were left in a heap of ashes as a devastating fire destroyed the whole camp. These are the happy memories of the place they once called home.
Everyone knows that there's no place like home, but I'm just seeking refuge in a world full of storms, washed up on a distant shore. Can't go home anymore. The natives are hostile, whatever I say. The thing they fear most is that I might want to stay by their side on a